Far removed from the perils of battle, Gunnery Sergeant William Barnes lived and grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania with his family. His father, Hiram, served in World War I and worked as a stagehand, allowing William Barnes to attend Jules E. Mastbaum Area Vocational and Technical School. He graduated in 1938, making him the first in his family to graduate high school. In 1941, Barnes completed an additional electric welding program at the same school. Barnes was assisting an electrician at J.B. Brill Company when the nation entered World War II, and he answered the call by enlisting into the Marine Corps on August 25th, 1941 in Philadelphia. Private Barnes was sent to be trained in Quantico, Virginia on November 4th, 1941. Barnes remained there until he volunteered for and subsequently received a position in the newly formed 1st Marine Raider Battalion on March 20th, 1942. At this time, he was promoted to the rank of Private First Class and was transferred to San Diego in preparation for the Raider Battalion's first mission in a war zone. On April 12, 1942, Private First Class Barnes left San Diego on the USS Zealand, headed toward the Solomon Islands. After arriving on April 28, 1942, Barnes saw his first action when he participated in the seizure of Tulagi Island from August 7th to August 10th, 1942. From September 8th through September 15th, 1942, Private First Class Barnes participated in the Guadalcanal campaign, attempting to capture the largest island in the Solomon Island chain. On the night of September 13th and into the morning of September 14th, the Japanese aggressively assaulted the position in which Barnes was deployed. Despite this, Barnes, then in the Mortar Division, maintained constant and accurate fire upon the Japanese advance. With disregard for his own safety, he then assisted in evacuating the wounded and voluntarily aided in the transport of ammunition to the front lines during the closing hours of the battle, before being injured by an enemy grenade. For his actions, he received the Purple Heart and the Navy Cross, the second highest honor awarded for valor in combat, citing his cool courage, devotion to duty, and indomitable fighting spirit. Due to his injuries, however, Private First Class William Barnes returned to California. He arrived in San Francisco via the USS Monroe on December 18, 1942. While recovering, Barnes was shuffled through various assignments in California, where he was eventually promoted to corporal. On December 31st, 1943, Barnes, then in another Raider battalion, was promoted to sergeant. Barnes was then transferred to the Reconnaissance Company of the 5th Marine Division, where he was promoted to platoon sergeant and finally gunnery sergeant. On February 19, 1945, the Reconnaissance Company 5th Marine Division was deployed from the USS Cecil. Their objective was to land and gain a foothold on the island of Iwo Jima. Gunnery Sergeant William Barnes was among the Marines who made these dangerous landings. On February 23, 1945, Barnes was wounded once again, likely from shell fire. While on transport boat en route to a hospital ship, Barnes died and was subsequently buried at sea. It was on that day that the Marines from the 3rd Platoon E Company, 2nd Battalion, 28th Regiment of the same 5th Marine Division, captured Mount Suribachi, securing a critical landmark on the island and creating the stage for the image that would captivate the world as they raised the flag over its peak. Gunnery Sergeant William Barnes' fellow Marines continued fighting on the island until it was officially captured on March 26, 1945, and the division suffered the highest number of casualties of all the Marine divisions involved. William Barnes has no formal grave back in Pennsylvania. He is a hero like so many others who sacrificed his own life in exchange for defeating the evils of fascism and ending the deadliest conflict in history. For the ultimate sacrifice, he deserves to be recognized on the grounds of the nation that carries on the ideals he secured over 75 years ago. He boldly put his life on the line for his comrades, his country, and the betterment of the world, and we are forever in his debt. Thank you.